it's Chris, and welcome back to the sea. What do we have on the show today? It's 10:26 p.m. and I just got back from the movies. Well, taxi cab for the kids and wallet. And I have two packages here. One is a repair, and that is from Mr. Steve, and this is from Mr. Pete. Mr. Pete sent me a package that got lost for like months and then just showed up utterly destroyed and melted. It was a bunch of chocolates and stuff from the old land of Great Britain's. I greatly appreciate it. Unfortunately, I was unable to eat them because, you know, heat, food poisoning, death. I didn't want to risk it. So he sent another one from via the way of Colorado. So I'm going to set this aside for just 1 second. Oh, always cut away from yourself. Okay, it's 10:30 at night, okay? I'm a little bit tired. Yep, that's 3 times I almost cut myself. Safety third. Oh man, you're my new best friend. So, you know I like the Tunnock's caramel wafers, and you guys like hooked a brother up for Mr. Jonathan, Mr. Carl, everybody. It was sending them in. I have like a stack that big. I got the Coca-Colas in the Netherlands. So I got Terry's Chocolate Orange Segsations. I thought it said Sensations. These are made with real orange oil and perfect for sharing. These are like party-sized little chocolate hugs of love. Perfect for a fat guy at 10:30 at night. Don't mind if I do. Oh, it smells just like the Terry's Chocolate Oranges. Oh, and they're individually wrapped for her pleasure. I'm going to grab Exploding Candy. Please stand by while I put this in my mouth.
That's what she said.
It's little slivers of the whole orange. Yep. Dr. Chris, attempt number 2. Hopefully these got to use. Hopefully these get to you safely, and you can at best enjoy them. What is going on in my mouth? It has Pop Rocks inside. I thought something was wrong with me for a second. Exploding Pop Rocks inside. You're the best, Mr. Pete. Thank you, Mr. Pete. Hey, I want to show you something. That every single time I get a repair or a note, it goes in this thing. There are over 300 notes in here. So that means my counter is way off. One of the videos I set it at, I think it was 294. And then I looked at a video when Q and I were in the summertime, and it was 298 or 294. And then I just did 292. So that says 300, right? Oh, you see it? It says 300. Now on my phone, that's, oh, no, see? And I still don't know where I'm at. I'm just going with 300. I would type the number and it would work. And then I would close my phone, or the monitor would go off and it would revert. It's been doing that for months. So I'm probably in the 310s by now, but I'm just gonna, you just see a couple of them that are gonna be the same, okay? Alright, continuing on with Mr. Pete's adventures. Digestives Gold, golden caramel, flavored. And these have like, no bad stuff. Apparently, like if you're sick, or you gotta take a dump, you eat these, and she's helped me out. You British people eat these with your tea. And I also got the milk chocolate, the caramel one. These biscuits, aka cookies to you Yankees, are very good. But I've learned, being a fat man, do not eat a bunch of these, or it's like rolling the Taco Bell at 2:30 a.m. When you wake up, you're in some serious trouble. The Tunnock's dark chocolate. I haven't had the dark chocolate caramel wafers. Bacon fries. They're bacon flavored potato chips, aka bacon flavored crisp. They're made by Walker's in Dublin, or care of Dublin, but they're made in Leicester by Walker's Snack Food Limited. Walkers.co.uk. Your Statutory rights are not affected by eating these. What the hell does that even mean? One pancake, one semi okay, and one uncrushed. Doesn't matter, I just pour them in my mouth. And we have Seabrook, the bag full, Liam Perrin's Wash Your Sister sauce. Chips, crinkle cut crisps. There are so many slang pronunciations here in America of Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire sauce. I just say wash your sister sauce and people will give you a second look like, what? That guy must be a real idiot. No, I only play one on TV. As Ralphie said, fudge. This is a Cadbury Fudge, 98 calories. What I love about the UK foods and everywhere else except America, even Canada, you don't have all those chemicals and preservatives like the Illuminati are poisoning us with. I appreciate that. Thank you for these snacks. I'm not going to eat all of these now because it's 10:37 at night and I did get wings. Go figure. After getting wings at the movies, go figure. After getting chicken tenders that my daughter couldn't eat, and then I ate a bowl of cereal.
Get in my belly!
Okay, so this box comes to us from Mr. Steve in Soy-sauce City, California. Suisun. Inside there was a note that says, $40. Holy crap. We'll put that right over here. Thank you, sir. Here's my Amiga 1200 motherboard and extras. As luck would have it, of which I have none, I decided at the last minute to test and see if it would boot without a keyboard attached. In my haste, I got the IDE cable off by a pin, or put it on backwards. The result was I smoked the cable. I hope I didn't destroy the motherboard. The IDE adapter included was not the one that I was using when this cable happened. Please evaluate the motherboard and let me know if I did any damage and if it's repairable. Otherwise, I really just need to get it running. If the motherboard's okay, can you put the most current Amiga OS with the Cobra memory board I included? It did run fine at some point. So included are an Amiga 1200 with the RF shield, an IDE adapter, a Cobra, or just typo Cobra, add-on memory board, parts and stuff you can keep, one compact flash card that may have an older Amiga OS on it, and two compact flash cards to put a backup OS or another version if there is currently more than one. This envelope with the $40 is for the return shipping. I insured it for $300. If the 40 should cover it. If not, let me know. Well, thank you, Mr. Steve in Soy-sauce City, California. That's okay. Thank you for that. I'll put this in your box when I'm done. Let's take a peek and see what we have. This is a keyboard membrane. Hard keyboard membrane. I love these. I have these myself. We do this not because it is easy, but because we thought it would be easy. Awesome. I'm running out of places to put stuff. This is 3D printed. Triple color. White, black, and red. Great job. I'll find a spot for it. Right now it'll live here until I knock it over. Saiba dual IDE to compact flash drive. That's for one of your things, and that's the compact flash cards and some GPIO headers for a Pi. This is the Cobra RAM board. It's got a SIM on here, probably 8 megs. The owner's name. It says Cobra, or sticker down here, and it's got some stuff and an empty FPU socket. 33 megahertz 030 on here. Hoo-yah! Wow. You could have saved like $12 by taking that steel off. In order to get the motherboard out, I have to take all of the 5mm nut drivers nuts. If I can remember correctly, this is an NTSC model. Couple screws, because I'll lose them. And that's a funny cup. Everything still looks good. It's got a stink to it. The old burnt up cable I'm smelling. FPU is on. Ah, God, I don't even remember what I did. FPU socket where the FPU is in. So it runs an FPU. If you have a card like this Cobra that has an FPU on it, make sure it's disabled because it's going to use this one. You can't have two FPUs. Let's get a power supply out that I have no idea where it is. Plug this in, plug it in, and hit it. And we're pulsing. So we have a boo-boo. We have a big boo-boo. Man, I'm getting some massive feedback through the audio system. Great. So, I think you burnt something up there. I said I wasn't going to work on this tonight, but I'm going to just, I gotta just take a look, right? I'm just going to see.
You need to unlock your iPhone first.
I didn't ask your damn opinion. Let's just boot diagram and see what it does. Do I get any video on diagram? I do. We have an address error. Okay, so Mr. Drummer7 is the interrupter tonight on Discord. He says, I took possession of the Amiga 3000 from Adam at the Commodore Chronicles, the local Southeast Michigan computer group today. He gave me an Amiga keyboard with a backspace key that has a plunger issue. I also got a box with some cables, drives, mice, and a kickstart ROM. I have to look closer. I've got that together to mail out. I've got to get it together to mail out to you. I'm thinking, depending on your assessment, I wouldn't mind doing a refurbishing like you did with a recent machine. So I will see if it will go in the same shipment. Good thing I didn't send the soldering mat, as someone else sent you one. I can always use soldering mats, but yes, anything is more than enough. And we're going to go COM4 large font. That's using the serial cable via USB to DB25 serial to my PC. Turn this on, I can then see what diagram is doing here before it does it here. Alright, I can get the stuff now. Mouse, not a nothing, well barely. There we go, mouse is coming around. Let's get to the CIAs. That's the important thing here. See if they work. We're NTSC, but it's okay because this boots in PAL. I've had the space bar, it'll flip it to PAL. I just wanted to make sure they're okay. The V-Sync is okay because that's, and the H-Sync, that's vertical, horizontal. We'll go to the, let's go to the memory test. Let's see where we blow up. Alright, memory worked. Let's do some graphics tests. Alright. Alright. I don't know where our scroll. Alright. Oh, wait a minute. My keyboard's iffy. Raster. Looks fine. RGB. Looks fine. So, 9. I just got to run her through the gauntlet here. We got an address error somewhere. Data dump of CPU register D0 through 7, address 0 through 7. IRQ points to ADB82 or ADB2. They're all IRQs are pointing to the same fail. All is still good. I got a new joystick. This thing, whoa, this is a Sega Master or Sega Genesis arcade stick. It's really heavy. It was $30 at Vault Video Games in Hanover, Pennsylvania. Hello, Rob. He's a great guy. It has a wonderful store. They have an 8 or 9 foot Fallout 3 T60 power armor in their store. I have wanted to acquire for years. He'll never sell it. Up, down, left, right, fire. Okay, that works. Everything's checking out okay. UDS, LDS, it's fine. all the IRQs are testing okay. IRQ 7 will fail unless you press the 7 button, so 7. Yeah, so what the heck? I don't even see it. There you go. This looks like some something. There's some something on the screen. Alright. I'm gonna pull this FPU out. Alright. Bingo! You pop the FPU. That's our address loop. Pop, 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 pop. 33 also. Alright. So, smoked FPU. Let's put these regular kickstart ROMs back in here. Now, I can replace the FPU. It's not a problem. I have them in stock. Standard Commodore 3.2 ROM. Low, high. Bingo! Another Amiga saved. Whoops! Because of this. Oh, shit. Where is it? Damn it. I swear I'm not doing that. There we go. Butterfingers. It's the Terry's chocolate is on my fingers, and that's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. Okay. We're going to put a Gotek on here. Andy Warhol works on the silicone mat because it's such a drag on his balls. Sweet. Parallel. Green is good. Alright, so Amiga still lives. Alright, looks like the reverse line just smoked the FPU. Okay. Next in line is this Cobra 1200 with an FPU, because two FPUs make an FPU. His hard drive thing, his hard drive adapter. I have a couple here in this cup, I believe, that are like a compact flash level variant, but it's 40 pin. And this is a 44 cheap junk Chinesium thing. 1200 Amiga OS with a note. Compact flash has the OS on it for the 1200. I'm just doing this so I can see. We got 8 megs of RAM, 2 megs of chip. The Cobra works. Looks like a little hard drive. Now, these are kind of shit sometimes. Okay, I'm just letting you know. They're kind of shit. And we have another problem. I gotta dig up a cable. Oh. But I can use this. It's the Retro Rewind buffered compact flash adapter, specifically made for the 1200. This is my personal one. That's the cable I need. That's the cable I need, not this long dog. Long duck dong. Here's my Vampire one. Click, goes right on there. And it sits right over here on the thing. It's from my Vampire. There we go. Hard drive is booting. Alright. Yeah, DF0, yeah, all you want. Alright, so this is your OS without the library, so I'm going to put 3.2 in there. Put install in the disk. It'll have the iconic Workbench libraries of this compact flash card. So that your hard drive thing works. This Chinesium 5.25 Saiba to dual does not. It's copying the libraries. You can see the Gotek in. Here's your Workbench screen. Magic Workbench. Take the backdrop off because it's a pet peeve. Sorry, I gotta do it. Snapshot all. So you have one called install. That's me. Then you have boot. Hard drive light works. Storage. So boot is your Workbench, I guess. And A10. Anything good? Directory works. You're the man. Slide that over here so you can get it all in one. I don't know why that's called A10 number 1, but clean it up. Icons, snapshot, and then your storage drive has like 54 megs. Your storage drive is literally freaking 50 megs. It's a 128 megabyte card. Holy crap. Alright, so this works. There you go. 8 megs of RAM, 2 megs of chip, your stuff on a very small card. But are we done? Nope. We've proven that the Amiga is repaired, bad FPU, and it works. It's also 11:53 p.m. There we go. Alright, so here's my 1200. My 1200 with all of its goodies. Let's see what happens. CF Master. Put that in there. No metal anymore, it's just sitting there. Turn it on. Oh, it translucent lights up now. Okay, I was wrong. Sorry, China. IDE looked, and there's the kickstart. Alright, let's boot something. I don't know how I'm going to type because I can't type. Let's just see if we can partition a card. I'll build it in WinUAE and we'll hope for the best. 4 gigs. Now there's a bug where I gotta hit a key like right here and take the name out, but it's being a butthole. So it's CF card version 6. Fine. Can't read from drive definitions. Right, because I have to type something here. And I can't type anything. Good morning, it's 10:26 a.m. I was digging through. I don't know if all these work, but we'll see. Here's a Freescale FPU, same megahertz 33. There we go. Got it. Low, high, fried. Somehow melted 4 lines on the FPU. So, I don't know how that happens, but I guess when you plug something backwards and it fries a cable, it can also bork the closest, weakest solder point, which was the FPU. Alright, now let's try it again with the Cobra installed here. Alright, so here's the Cobra back in with its memory. Low, high. Does not search for a hard drive light like it was. Interesting. Turn it back on. There's a jumper here. Hold on. 2 jumpers. 3 jumpers on here. Oh, it's alternate crystal. So this is set for 33. Which is a 68030 F33. I don't know what that is. Okay. J2. I don't know what it is. And J201. RTC on or off. Okay, that's fine. CPU or alt. This is the alt crystal. No other jumpers except the owner's address. I'm going to put this on CPU crystal for a second. I want to see something. No, it doesn't like this Cobra. Alright, if I pull the FPU out of the motherboard, the Cobra will work. If the FPU is in, the Cobra doesn't work. So let's go on Amiga resource.cx here on the old machine. There's no jumper configurations. Alright, so that's one. Let's go on Big Book of Amiga Hardware. Installation manual. There we go. God, I didn't even see that. Blah, blah, blah. There's a crystal for the CPU, but not a crystal for the FPU, which is why it shouldn't be in alt. This girl got smacked somehow. I don't know if you're going to see this because my camera sucks. Look at the CPU. Somebody spread those legs. I don't know if they're touching, because, you know, there's my dill pickle, and my eyeballs are 10 times worse than that. So let me get a razor blade. There's another one on the side here that's pushed inward. Everything else seems to be looking okay. I don't know if it's okay. Like I said, works without it. FPU is working. It's this Cobra, it doesn't like the Cobra. But I do have this Amiga kit 1200 8 meg with FPU. And this has been set on 4 megs. This hasn't been on since forever ago. Let's load sysinfo and check out what it says. Now this is not an accelerator, this is a FPU and RAM. But that confirms my theory that the FPU works. It clocks it at I think 40 on this one. 40 megahertz FPU flash RAM card. So this is still using the processor of the 1200, but it does have an 882 and 15.5 megahertz, of course. But yeah, 4 megs of fast because that's what I have it jumpered in. It was for PCM-CIA compatibility. It will do 8, but FPU. Now, If I put this in, disable the FPU, I'm sure it'll work. So I can set this to 8 megs of RAM, but then you run into the old PCM CIA bug. I had the 8 meg card with FPU, and I had this flash card where you can like load ROMs and stuff, and I gave the wrong card away in a repair. So they're enjoying that one, I hope. Memory, 8 megs of RAM. So yeah, this card works too with the FPU, and it clearly says 882. So if you put a FPU in here, you can move this to this, which I betcha which is where this came from. No, it's in the FU yellow. I've tried that. I don't know what I was thinking. Here's my 1200. Let me take my card out. So here we go. This is my card in the same Amiga to determine that it's the Cobra versus the Amiga. 03882 in use, 51.8 megahertz. Right. So, Cobra did something somehow. Maybe something got smoked during the pull. I don't know what happened. Melt of great. Plugged in SCSI wrong. But the Amiga lives. And 99.6% of what you do is not going to require an FPU. Do I see anything wrong with this? I do see the 030 has a couple whiskey dents. They're not touching. We went in with a razor blade and made sure they were straight. The crystal is in back into alt where it was, so it runs at its 33. Something happened with your FPU. It works on the Amiga, but it doesn't like the Cobra. Just the Cobra. Because if I put my own MBX in there, my own MBX 1230, it works totally fine. And this will work totally fine in its megahertz without the FPU. Which leads me to my next and final task on this machine. We got it working again. Something happened somewhere, FPU land. I got to test a couple of my IDE adapters and realize a couple of my own don't work. This thing I had to take apart to discover that pin 1 is this way. Marked it clearly. 030, 30, what was it? Something megahertz. This is going to work fine. 8 megs of RAM. I will take out the compact flash card only. And the trick to WinUAE is it can be a pain in the butt at times. Run it as an administrator. So an Amiga Forever here. I'm sorry if the camera might lose focus. So all I did was I said new, I gave it a config, and I chose CPU 030 because that's what it's going to have. We're going to do no FPU because that's what we're building it on. No FPU. I am going to do JIT so I can have some speed here. Chipset, we're going to do AGA, NTSC, chipset extra, A1200. That's how you get the magic sauce there. I haven't updated my WinUAE in a while. ROM or Kickstart, I got to do Kickstart 3.2. So I'm going to browse my own files. Yours will be different than mine. So that's the matching ROM that's in the physical Amiga. Alright, so floppy drives, I'm going to give myself 2 floppies. And I'm going to put in the 3.2 install. We're going to add a hard drive right here with the little administrative thing. Now up here we're going to drop this down to that MBR whatever. No, I want the whole thing. Generic storage class 2958. So there we go. So here's HD setup 3.2 in my shared drive. So we got HD setup, HD tools, HD toolbox, SCSI.device. So we'll go change drive type, define new, read configuration, go. It's 4 gigs, but remember the bug. So I just do this, RAM : and you can just give it a single letter, whatever, and then say OK. And then say OK. And now what's going to happen is I'll pan down just a little bit. There's a light right here that you might be able to see in blue. Maybe. And I'm going to partition the drive. Now, I'm a fan of one big drive, Amiga OS 3.2 can do large drives, but I'm going to bus this 2 and 2 with DH0 and then DH1. I'm gonna up the block size to 1024. It just gives it a little bit more speed. It does use some more RAM, but it should be okay. Okay, save changes to drive. There we go. Alright, now it's saved. Windows was still hanging onto the drive. So it's saved. Exit. You have to restart. I'm going to hit F12. Now I'm going to go back into my floppy drives and I'm going to boot the install. Now it'll boot with that hard drive attached. It'll boot the virtual Amiga off the floppy drive, and then I can do the format and build my OS. And no trash can. Fast file system, international mode like Jesus would choose. You can do directory cache or long file names, but for simplicity and maximum compatibility, I am not. I can add a CD image here, add a drive. Like I can add a CD. So IDE 1. We'll do the UAE IDE auto. I don't care. Add a CD, and in here I can drop this down to the Amiga OS 3.2 CD. Let's see. Activate CD-ROM. There we go. Now click on Install 3.2 from your thing and install it that way. Done. You need a No 30 library. That's great. Proceed. We're run the install again, and we're going to choose to install the CPU libraries. Note we have a DKB Cobra, so we're going to say Other, MMU Libraries. Installation is complete. F12, which pauses it while it's running. Put this card in here with the MMU libs. A little bit of stuff loaded up. Let's see what we get. I can load it up more, but I need to take a mental health break. It's 12 o'clock. I can take my dog out. Blue light is a booting. So, there's our basic Amiga done. You know, it's nothing fancy. I do have a file manager. I put WHD load on there. 18.4. This should work in PAL. I have the PAL monitor type in there. It's set to run in PAL. This is a French demo of the Amiga 1200. It shows the basic stuff. There's the demo. It runs pretty good, minus a couple weird NTSC glitches on an NTSC machine. You'll see some glitching and some artifacting because it's a PAL demo, and I'm a little bit out of sync with it. It's funny. So that's why we always ran demos in PAL. Like we would boot into PAL, double mouse button. Machine's working great. With my memory expansion, there's some issues with the Cobra. It could be this 30-year-old SIM chip that I'm not about to try and move because that plastic is harder than Peter North, and I'll tell you what. So that's all I got for this episode, and by the time this video comes out, it'll probably be a couple months later, and Mr. Steve will be enjoying his Amiga again immensely. Hopefully, the Cobra is a lot nicer to him than I. It's Amiga life. Let me try this one last thing, and you work on it all day. See my other videos that I've done where I've wasted an entire weekend to get back to where I was before I started. But that's kind of what we do. What do you guys do on your Amiga? Do you play games every once in a while? What do you do? I run sysinfo and fix crap to get back to where I was before I even started messing with it, so I can mess with it. And then I mess it up, and we rebuild it, and we spend. You know what? You get it. You get it. That's why emulation's easy. I'm also cloning the card. So I took an image of this compact flash card here while we're testing RAM on 3.3. Took an image of that in Win32 Disk Imager. Dumped it to my hard drive. Took the other card that was empty. Put that in there, and I'm writing it back. It's a very slow compact flash card at CF speed 0. So you get what you get. This is 3.5, and it seems to be okay. I'm running ATK within Workbench. I put it on the hard drive. Directory works, and so you can now run like Hippo Player, and I put a bunch of mods on there. In my hand, I'm going to take this out. Now this has dual compact flash bootability. I wouldn't trust it on Amiga for the master-slave combo. Here's the original. I'll put a label on it with a label maker. This should boot because it's an exact copy of the other copy. GH0. Oops. So we have a base model of each. It doesn't matter which one I use because they're the exact same thing. This one's got a bunch of demos on it. It does have my copy of Magic Workbench on there. So, you know. Now I left all the Elude demos on there because they, and A Sensation, they require an FPU. If you try to run it, it's going to yell at you and say, hey, you get another accelerator like a TF1230. That's a great one. So there we go. We got two labels made for the compact flash cards as requested. The later OS put on to match the Kickstart ROMs. And we're good to go. So by the time this video comes out, Mr. Steve will have this back and should be enjoying it immensely. That's all I got for this one. We had a bulky FPU inside a Cobra. And there's still something weird with it. She's functional, but she's flaky. Looking to getting something more modern. 8 megs is old. You can buy terrible fire cards dirt cheap nowadays. And you get them in purple. That's all I got for now. So thank you guys for coming along on this journey. Please listen to what President Obama has to say. And until next time, thanks for watching. And I hope you learned something.
Amazing. Drive Chris, keep the Amiga dream alive. Please consider joining the Patreon for as little as $1 a month or more if you're rich. Again, can't say enough. So as Dr. Chris would say, thank you for watching. And as always, we hope you learned something.
What do you know from funny, you bastard?